Bonjour, Kinamagi and Nene Ireland Indigenicus, and welcome to this production of the My Math Network. Today's lesson, Chapter 10, Lesson 6, Multiply Fractions. Begin today's lesson by looking at our previous session, where we used models to multiply fractions. What we ended up doing is basing the number of rows on the denominator in the first fraction and the number of columns based on the denominator of the second. So in 2/5 times 1/2, we had 5 rows, 2 columns. And what we ended up doing is shading in 2/5 of the 1/2. And then that left you with these two shaded in. Once we did the counting, there was 2 out of 10, which is 1/5. Look at it here, 1/2 and 1/2. So you see 2 and 2. 1 shaded in, 1/4. So it's half of a half. 4/5 times 1/2 came out to 2/5 or 4/10. We had 1/8, 1/3, 1/2, 1/4, and 1/12 going down the stretch. If you have questions on this assignment, please see me. I'd be more than happy to review it with you. Let's look at what today's assignment will entail. We're going to multiply fractions. Finally, without the pictures. You're going to find it's actually pretty simple. You multiply the numerator, you multiply the denominator, and then you simplify. There is no need to find an equivalent fractions and common denominators. We're just going to multiply and simplify. So what's that we're going to do? Multiply and simplify. Maybe if I was a better singer, that would be cooler to y'all. But again, the essential question in Chapter 10, what strategies can be used to multiply and divide fractions? Fractions. This part is not in your textbook, so you don't have to start looking around for it, because if you keep looking, you're still not going to find it. But how is multiplying fractions different from adding and subtracting fractions? And if you were listening about 35 seconds ago, you don't need common denominators. Woohoo! Somebody cue me some Kool in the Gangs for celebration, because we know how much fun it was to have to find the common denominators, then do the adding, then simplify. Nope. We just straight multiplying and simplifying. Multiplying, simplifying. It's in my head the tune of Grease. 1/4 or 1/4 of the vehicles in a parking lot are blue cars. 1/3 of the vehicles in a parking lot are green cars. What fractions of the vehicles are blue or green cars? Right, in simplest form. So we have 1/4. One-fourth plus 1/3. See all the work you had to do here just to get 7/12. That's a lot of work, but that's adding. And we're not going to keep adding today. We're going to go ahead and multiply. 2/5 of the vehicles in a parking lot are trucks. 3/4 of the trucks are red. Now we can multiply. So we have 2/5 of 3/4, which is multiplication. And the easy part about this is I multiply the numerators, multiplying, multiply the denominators, multiplying 20th. And I can simplify. My factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. For 20, it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. The biggest one mentioned was 2, so I divide the top and bottom by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So 3/10 of the parking lot are going to be red trucks. It's about 30%. Moving on here, you see the answer. Mr. Landon has 4/5 of a liter of water in a bottle, pours 1/6 of the water into a beaker. What fraction of a liter of water is in the beaker? So we have 1/6 to 4/5. And because of the commutative property, it doesn't matter which one goes first. So I multiply the numerator, multiplying, and the denominator, multiplying. I get 3/40. Both of those are even numbers. So I'm going to divide top and bottom by 2, and I get 2/15. So there's 2/15 of a liter of water in the beaker. So multiply the numerator, multiply the denominator, simplify. Let's go ahead and get in the textbook. I mean, literally crawl in it, see if you can fit. Might be a little difficult, might be a small blanket for your knee, but it is page 739. The expectation is that you will fill this out as we go. That will allow you to have an artifact later on as you do the assignment so that you can see your best approach. During the course of this, if at any point I'm moving too fast, feel free to pause the video while you're writing something down and then unpause the video when you're ready. During screens that have numbers to write down, I will generally give you a quick heads up that I'm about to clear the screen of about 2 seconds. If you hear that and you're still writing, you will definitely want to pause the video while you write it down. So let's look here on 739, example basic under Math in My World. There are some words above this. Saying multiplying fractions is similar to multiplying a whole number and a fraction. To multiply fractions, multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators and simplify them. All right, so Franco ate some pizza. 2/3 of a pizza is left. Deandra ate 3/4 of the leftover pizza. How much of a whole pizza did Deandra eat? So we have 3/4 of 2/3, which means we're multiplying 3/4 times 2/3. Of gives you the idea that it is multiplication. And there's nothing to write down there, but that just tells us that she ate 3/4 of what was left of that 2/3. So one way is we can multiply first. Let's see. And then simplify. 3/4 times 2/3. So 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. I need to simplify. You see the 6/12 right there. That's where that comes from. 6 happens to be a factor of 12, so I'll divide top and bottom by 6. So I'm going to get 1/2. So Deandra ate 1/2 of the whole pizza. That's one way you could do it. Let's simplify first. Divide 3 and 3 by 3. Gives you the 1. Divide 4 and 2, which gives you a 2, and you end up with 1/2. Most times you'll probably choose to multiply first. That's my general go-to. Let me make sure you have this written in. And then we're going to go to the top of 740. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clear the screen. See the answer there. Apologies for the cough. All right. Find the area of the rectangle with a length of 3/4 of an inch and a width of 5/9. Now they make that sound like it's going to be a complicated problem, but it's not. It's multiplying 3/4 and 5/9. One way is tile the rectangle as part of a unit square. And you can see that here. Each tile is a 1/4 inch by 1/9 inch or 1/36 inch squared. The area of the unit square is 1 inch squared. Count the shaded tiles. There are 15. There were 36 total. 15 and 36 are both multiples of 3, so I divide, and I get 5/12. So the area of my rectangle is 5/12 of an inch. Go ahead and clear it. You see? Multiply the side lengths. 3 times 5 is 15. Then you get 4 times 9 is 36. Basically, we're doing the exact same thing. We get 5/12 square inch. How about some guided practice? Let's go do that. I would like you guys to try this problem. As normal, I would like you to pause the video while you work. Unpause the video when you're ready. You may pause the video now. Welcome back. We had 1/7 times a half. 1 and 1 is 1. 7 and 2 is 14. And there's nothing you can do to simplify 1/14. So that's your final answer. Again, multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, simplify them. So I'm going to go ahead and clear it. Will the product of 2/9 and 1/3 be the same as the product of 2/9 and 2/6? Well, let's check. 2 27ths, or we have 4 54ths. Once you simplify, it'll be back to 2 27ths. So the value of those products are the same. The only difference is they happen to have simplified 1/3 instead of 3/6, but the value is the same. Let's go ahead and try these 3 problems. You can use the models and write in simplest form. Go ahead, pause the video. I'll see you on the other side. Welcome back. 5 6. That's why you have 6 columns, and 3/4. You get 5/8 as you're simplified. So it's 24ths. If I top and bottom by 3, that's where you get that. For here we have 15/60ths, which is a quarter. And then 6/28ths, which is equivalent to 3/14. Always make sure that you simplify where necessary. All right, go ahead. And now you don't have to draw it out if you need to. Do numbers 5, 6, and 7. Go ahead and pause your video now. All right, welcome back. Let's see how you did. 15/30ths is a half. 15/48 simplifies to 5/16. 2/27, it's already simplified. Those of you that were challenging yourself and went further, you had 6/20ths, which is 3/10. 2/15ths, which stays the same, and 15/35ths, which simplifies to 3/7. At this point, I'm going to send you to the homework. Remember to multiply the numerator, multiply the denominator, then simplify. After you've written out the answers, you can submit that via the Google form, or you could take a picture of both sides if the name is on them both, and email or text it to me. If you have any questions, reach out to me at mironthesitechipschool.net. Have a minute, Minwa, Bama P.